Hi guys, welcome to episode, I don't even remember which one this is. But welcome back to another episode of What's the Tea or Bubbly with Adam and Dan. So, welcome back. I know it has been a long time since I've recorded anything, probably over 2 months, but the past 2 months have been insane. So many things have gone on. Our emotions are all over the place, and I kind of wanted to take a little break before I posted everything for you guys, but here we are today. It is November 5th, I believe. So, let's see. I have a whole list of things I need to get through on my whiteboard with you guys. So I'm officially 30 years old, and that's that. I had a nice birthday dinner, so much fun. Last time I spoke with you guys, we were talking about my sister's wedding shower, and that was so amazing. The weather turned out perfectly. The decorations were awesome. So many compliments on how the event was planned. And I'm so relieved that that's over, and so relieved that my sister enjoyed every single minute of it. And then her wedding happened almost a month ago already. So on October 11th, she had her ceremony, or her reception, sorry, with all of our family members. But a little information on what has been going on between then. So some of you might know, my dad was battling pancreatic cancer, and he was fighting for 2.5 years. So the day before my sister's shower, he was actually put on hospice, and he was on it for about 2 months. And the week end of my sister's date to be married, my sister decided that she wanted to get married sooner, just so my dad was able to see her get married, which was something that she and her husband now dreamed of. So we had a nice ceremony at my father's house in Swedesboro, and he was able to give her away and say all the prayers. And it was such a special moment that we'll remember forever. And then, unfortunately, the following week was the reception. I always get them mixed up. The reception was planned for October 11th, and we were all good to go there. So Friday, my sister had that Friday, my sister had her her rehearsal dinner. Sorry, there's so many things going on. Her rehearsal dinner was on Friday, and then Saturday, we received a phone call that my father had passed away, and it was hard. The only good thing of the whole situation was that we were surrounded by family members. We were actually at the hotel with everyone who flew in and was there for my sister's wedding. So it made it a little easier, not to say it was easy at all, but having everyone there just made us feel comforted, and so much love and memories were shared that whole weekend. And then on Sunday, my sister and her husband had their reception. And needless to say, it was emotional because there were things that happened that we didn't plan. And, you know, when someone close to you passes away, you can't put your feelings, you can't explain your feelings. So that all happened in one weekend. And then going back a few weeks, I know I'm all over the place, but I have to update you on this whole list I have here. So the house update, we are scheduled to move in on November 19th is our closing date, which is coming up in 2 weeks, right before Thanksgiving. So we're looking at having our big moving day that following Saturday on November 21st. So excited for that. I can't wait to just get things going. Our current apartment is in total boxes. We have a whole room filled with boxes, and we're basically living on whatever we need now. So every day we try to fill a box. Me and Adam fill a box. So we're trying not to overwhelm ourselves with that, but that is what's going on with the house. And maybe I'll put some pictures here of what the house looks like. We were told we weren't going to get sod, but we ended up getting the sod, which is super exciting. So we weren't moving into a house without grass, but 2 weeks left until that. So let's rewind a little bit before then, and we have to talk about our egg retrieval. So the last time I recorded a video, I explained to you guys that Ashley flew in from Montana and she had her egg retrieval done. So I have results here that I want to go through with you just to explain what happens. There were 36 eggs retrieved, which was super amazing. Our doctor wanted someone who would be able to produce over 20. So 36 was a great number. From there, what they did was they split it, and they split 36 into two. And out of the 36, 34 of them matured. So basically 34 of them started to grow, started to show that they were possibly being able to become embryos. After 34 of them matured, what they did was they split them in half. So I think 17 and 17 we ended up getting. So 17 eggs were mixed with my DNA, and 17 were mixed with Adam's DNA. And at that point, we had the 34 matured eggs. And then, sorry, my phone just said it was going to die. And then after that, we had to see how many took. So out of the 17 and the 17, you have to wait a few days to make sure that the embryos start forming and they start growing. And what happened at that point was 25 of them fertilized. So 25 of them took and started growing. So we had 25 fertilized embryos. And then after the 25 are created, they watch them and they make sure that they turn into developing embryos. So usually they want you to transfer day 5 embryos, and a plan B would be to transfer day 7 embryos. So after day 7, they found out that we had 19 embryos that were ready to be tested. So that number from 36 went down to 34 matured, 25 fertilized, and 19 embryos that were going to get sent to genetic testing. So that, again, was a great number just because we had so many. So 19 embryos were sent out. They basically did a little biopsy on them to make sure that there were no abnormalities, extra chromosomes, things like that, just to avoid any problems we might run into with a pregnancy. So after we sent the embryos in, we had to wait like 2 weeks. And honestly, those 2 weeks for me were the hardest wait we've had to go through yet, just because so much was going on those 2 weeks. We didn't know if we were going to get any good embryos. What they did was they graded the embryos. So they put them into 3 tiers, high, medium, and low. And basically our doctor only wanted to transfer high embryos. So I'm looking at my paper, and once we got our results back, we had 12 good embryos. So what they did is they test them, and by the end of the whole test, I had 5 embryos that they were looking at to make sure that they were good. And out of those 5, all 5 of mine were great. There was no abnormalities. They said that they're all growing. So basically after those 5, we would have to find out sexes, and we're not going to talk about that right now. So then Adam had 10 sent in for testing, and 7 of them came back. So only 3 didn't make it through, but he still had a higher number than me, and I was always jealous of his numbers. So we ended up with 12 that were being tested for the sexes of the embryos. And we had our whole mindset on implanting 2, and we had the sexes picked out on our heads. But once we got the results from the genetic testing, we decided that we are not going to let you guys know what sexes we picked from my side or his. So that's a little secret that you're just gonna have to wait and see in the future. So that was super exciting. So they froze the embryos, and then we had our transfer day the day after my sister's reception. So remember, Friday was rehearsal dinner. Saturday, my dad passed away. Sunday was the reception. Then the following Monday, we drove up to Connecticut, and Barbie, our amazing surrogate, and her mom flew in. And we had brunch with them, and then we drove her to the doctor's appointment for the embryo transfer. So, of course, with everything going on in the world, we were unable to go into the doctor's office with her. So we went, we took some pictures. We had a really good time at brunch. We were able to meet her mom, who was super awesome and super caring and basically supported this whole journey. It was great to meet her mom, just because hopefully in the future we have to go visit them and we'll see them and we'll spend time with them. So it was very exciting. After brunch, like I said, we dropped her off at the doctor's appointment, and basically we sat in our car and we waited for her to FaceTime us from the room. And the doctor came in, showed us baby pictures of our embryos, which was super crazy because they were only 5 days. We transferred 5-day embryos in, and we implanted 2. So 2 little baby pictures were given to us. And it's crazy because during a normal pregnancy, people don't get to see their children or their embryos at this early stage, which was really exciting for us to see. And we watched the whole procedure on the ultrasound machine, and the doctor said nothing but good things. They said the stickiness was great. So in order for the embryos to stick, the surrogate takes medication. And Barbie was super sticky, they said. So that all went through great, and that was on the 12th. And now we're a little bit past then, but at this point I'm going to stop and not tell you anything else because we're still waiting on results. So again, I'm so sorry that I had to take so long to update you on what's been going on. But again, I hope I went through this whole list of things to fill you guys on with. So within the next few weeks, hopefully we will get good news on what's happened with the embryo transfer and the house update and everything going on in our lives with coronavirus, with everything our family is going through. And I truly believe that right now my dad is watching over this whole thing, and he is making sure that everything goes right. So keep your fingers crossed, keep those prayers coming, and lots of positive vibes and lots of positive thoughts for me and Adam. We've really been through so much on this whole journey, and it's crazy to think that it's been over 2 years now. Basically, when my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, we started this whole journey. So to see that after 2.5 years, this is the point we're at, I still can't believe it. I can't believe what we had to go through. I can't believe the ups and downs that we had to go through. And I just hope there's a lot of positive news coming ahead of us. Everyone keeps talking about 2020 and how 2020 just needs to be over. I just want some good news before 2020 is over, and then we can look to the future and hopefully plan out a nursery. All the little things of being pregnant, we just can't wait to experience them. But we're excited for this journey, and we thank you all for watching and supporting and being through everything with us. So many people keep asking what's been going on, so I wanted to record this. But if you are just as nervous and excited as us, please make sure that you follow us on this journey. Make sure you like this video, comment on this video, share with any friends that might be going through the same thing. It's crazy how social media can help at this point. I've been doing so much research on what happens to this, what happens to that, and our doctor keeps telling me, stay off Google. You are not a doctor. Google is not a doctor. But things like this just seem to help people. So make sure you comment, subscribe, and all the fun stuff. And hopefully we have some good news for you soon. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to give you some news, hopefully in the future. All right, keep your fingers crossed. Thanks. Bye.